Hello and welcome to another Ghostman tutorial. Today we are going to do the modular tower. It is epic. So, without further ado, shall we go and have a look at the modular tower? And this is the beauty here. As you can see, we got cactus, sugarcane, pumpkins, and we also got melons in this as well. And it all runs off this one clock under here. Regarding items, see, we've got lots of items in there. Now a cactus, unless you use a lot of cactus, you probably won't need to do 3 layers, should be more than sufficient because it grows a lot of cactus. Now obviously in the world download, or in the description, there will be a world download I should say. And what I've done is I've broken it down into sections for you. So obviously it's just a simple hopper clock if you're going to keep it separate. In my survival world I've hooked up my farms and the modular tower to the hopper clock so it all runs off the one clock. Obviously there's a specific layout you need to do for the water streams, which is demonstrated here. The yellow blocks obviously are for where you would put your first level. And then we go on to the pumpkins and melons. I've cooked it up here so you can see. There we go. You do lose some, but not that much. You're always going to lose a little bit. Again, sugarcane. Like so. Breaks all off. And pulls it all back in. Sugarcane on the sides you have to go with 3 because otherwise you've got too many slime blocks touching each other and causing havoc. Then the cactus, again, the cactus is really simple. It's just a real simple layout. There's no redstone involved. I just put the redstone torch in. So basically if you want to come back, you can connect it up. Because at the end of the day, the joys of this is you can do a couple of layers and then come back later, add a couple more. That's the whole point of the modular tower, because when you first start off, you don't have all the resources, let's face it. And then as you progress, you get more and more resources, and you grow individually larger. Now, the schematics, which will also be in the world download, you have to be careful with MC Edit, because depending on how you connect this up, you might need a chunk like that to divide the 2 separate layers. Because if you went straight off from this one, you might be messing up the timing, because you need the redstone torch in the center here to be off, otherwise it's going to be on. As you know, they all alternate going up. So, without further ado, let us go build this modular tower. So here we are in the building area. So what we need to do is build off hopper clock first. So this here is going to be the middle. This is where our torch tower will rise above. So let's just make sure we put a block up there. There we go. So what we need to do is, it's just a simple hopper clock. So we have a comparator running into there. And a comparator running into there. And then another block there. Now what we need to do, this is the important bit, is how you get your hoppers linked up together. So you see how the hopper's facing that way. So you need to break this one again and get it facing in. That way the items will loop round. And we need a bit of redstone there, a little bit of redstone there, and then piston, piston, and then a redstone block. And that should, in theory, be it. Let's give it a quick test. There we go. It's working wonderfully. Now, whoop. There we are. So we know that works, lovely. Now we need to remember that's going to be off at the moment, so what we'll do is we'll remove that torch while we're building it. It's probably best for you to remove it. That way you know when that is off, because when this is running, that torch will actually be off. So then you know that's going to be on, so then you build up from there. So now step 2 is we're going to do the next layer. So I'll clear my inventory and get ready to start the next layer. Okay, so as we can see, well, this frame stands for basically where the bottom of the tower is. So what we need to do first is the water stream. So what I'm going to do now is what you need to do is this just makes it faster as we run a load of packed ice around the edge, which will then help us. So that's where the hopper's going to be. There we go. So just go all the way around. The reason why I use packed ice, it just makes it a lot quicker, so there's less entities hovering around. There we go. Then at the front here, we need to put a chest. We're just going to place it on that block like so, with a hopper going into the back of it. There we are. So now that should all be sorted for that bit. Then what you need to do is decide what you're going to have in the middle here. So the first layer I'm actually going to do is I'm going to do the melon and pumpkins. So here we go. Like so. So we'll just quickly do the melon and pumpkin thing. So there we go. It's 2 spaces either side. Like so. Oh. There we are. Next thing is quite important is sorting out your water streams. So we'll put a sign here, a sign here, a sign here, and lastly it should be a sign in this corner. Then all you need to do is add your water source blocks. So we put a water down there, that'll run along to there, put another one there. So basically your items will slide along this little bit of ice, over to this one, and straight over into here. Again, we put one there, and we put one there, and it should reach to that one, and it should reach to there. So there's your first level. That is your water transportation. So now I will clear my inventory again, and we will start on the melon and pumpkin section. So let's start the second stage. So what we're going to do is I'm going to put sea lanterns in each of these spots here. Like so, there we go. And then we go to each of the corners. We'll just build this up. And then what we need to do is we place blocks here, here, and here. And then we will run the pistons off these blocks like so. Obviously these are the bits that are going to push your items into the water stream. And just to seal these in, we'll block these off like so. Now the next important bit is the next layer. How do we power these pistons? Is we place torches on this pillar here, and then a dab of redstone here. Oops, I've fallen down. On each of these top blocks here, like so. So that's your first layer completed. So what we'll do now is we move on to the second one, because obviously the second one is going to be slightly different than this level here. Because obviously alternating blocks is going to be a little bit more fun to do. So we'll start blocking these up. And like so. I forgot we need some dirt again, so let's replace. There we are. So that'll be the next layer. And there we are. So that'll be the start of the next layer. We put our sea lanterns. Like that. We'll build over the sides again. There we are. So now what we need to do is put our pistons back in again. must remember I'm in creative so I can fly. And then, same as the previous level, is we need to just put our pistons in. Like so. Not like so, like so. There we are. I hope this tutorial's going at the correct speed, so at least that way you can all keep up. Because there's nothing worse than speeding along in a tutorial and not having to keep going back and forth. So it's a leisurely build, I suppose. There we are. So that's that level done. Now the trick is to get power to these ones. So we place blocks on top of all of these items, these redstone torches here, like so, and like that. So that now should give power to all these pistons. So we should be all set here. Now the next important bit for stage 2 is obviously to plant your crops. What we're going to do after this one, we'll go on to the sugarcane level and we'll make sure we link it up correctly. So we'll place a block on top of there, like so. Now we go down here. Now when you plant your pumpkins and your melons, I'm just going to put all pumpkins for this. You need to plant fairly quickly. These ones at the bottom not too bad, because you obviously need the land to be farmed first, and obviously these blocks won't have water next to them. There we go. So you go round, plant all your seeds as quick as you can. Now a trick I've been using in survival is on the corners you can place vines. Vines will grow up and then you can climb up and down your tower, or put ladders, because vines can grow sideways, so that can be quite a pain if you're trying to sort all your items out. There we go. There we are. And obviously you can use a little bit of bone meal as you go around to get them into stems so you get your pumpkins quicker, but totally up to you. There we are. So now that is stage 2 complete. Now I'll clean my hotbar again and we'll move on to the sugarcane. So what you need to do is ensure you cap off this section before starting stage 3. Now this is the important bit. Now this could decide what level you do next. I was going to do sugarcane, because what you need to do is water needs to be around the center part for obviously the sugarcane to grow, because otherwise if there's no water the sugarcane won't grow. Now this is where you see where I put that block divider in the middle. Here we've placed them 2, but what happens is you need to put the sticky pistons on an off torch. Now the problem, put it on that off torch, the dirt level goes here and then the water will be in the middle, but you're going to have a problem with the flowing. So what I am actually going to do is stage 3 is actually going to be the cactus farm. So I'll show you how to build the cactus farm and then we'll see how we line up for the last segment. So the cactus level is really simple to do. All we need to do is we'll grab some water as well. Is we build up the corners so we know where we're going, like that. There we are. So this is the central column. So what we're going to do is we're going to have a cactus there, cactus there, cactus there, cactus there, cactus, 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 and cactus there, like so. And there, that's those bits in place. Now with cactuses, we place them on like so. And it's really easy to farm cactuses. All you need to do is place a block below them, so when these grow, it immediately hits that block, and as you know, cactus will break off. And then in the corners, just go put some blocks there again. Those will break those 2. That will break that one. That will break that. That'll break that. And that'll break that. And that will break those like so. Now the other thing you want to do for when we set the water in is you need to put some sand in. Like this. Now the other important part to do is, if you haven't done it so far, because I usually leave it off until the end, is we need to put our glass frame in for this level to work. So what I'm going to do now is I will quickly just put some glass blocks in, and then you can see how to line it up, and we'll do the glass stage last. Now where I place these sand in these gaps, what you want to do on the glass itself is put some signs. You can even label them if you like. There we go. So you go around, just make sure you label all the ones that are opposite, like so. And the reason why I'm using signs is obviously for the water in a second. So there we are. We have all our signs in place. So then all we need to do is a water source there, water source there. So water source in all these 4 gaps around the main pillar. And the next bit is, the reason why we put these sand in is to get the water to flowing the directions we want. And then if you break these like so, so all those gaps now, we take the sand out. And as you see, every point on there is flowing outwards. So when the cactus breaks off, it'll land in the water will push it to the edge, where these signs will stop the water flowing over the edge, and then the items will drop down into the water stream below. So that completes that level. So I'll clear my inventory again, and we'll move on to stage 4 of the sugarcane. So stage 4. This is the torch we want to run our sticky pistons off. So we need to ensure we got water flowing. So if we go along like so, so that's our 5 blocks at the front. Now at the side here, we need it to be 3. So we go 1, 2, 3. So it's important we get that at least 1 high off the floor. So make sure when you do your timings, as I said, you can build this in survival quite easily, because you can work it out. But MC Edit, depending on how that timing circuit finishes, depends how you build these layers. And there we go. Notice I've just done a mistake here. So there we are. So as you know, we're going to have water next to sugarcane. So what we need to do is fill in the majority of this as best we can. Goes like so. I need to make sure any redstone is fully covered up, otherwise you're going to have a very serious issue indeed. There we are. So then we put our water around the edge. We should only have to put 1 there. So that allows then our sugarcane to grow. Now has to be off, remember. So then we go along. On each of these we place 4 like so. And now what we need to do is we need some leaves. Any leaves will do, because leaves are an immovable object. Build that side up, and we'll just run a ring of leaves around the edge. Now it's important when you get to level 100 or above with your tower, if you do go that high, make sure you cover your water up, because if you fail to cover your water up, you know what's going to happen. It's going to freeze, the sugarcane then won't be able to grow, and the same for the cactus underneath. So we place our ring of leaves in to stop the slime box moving them. I'm going to build this edge up. And then what we do is we put the slime box. So the size that got 5 in, we put 3 slime blocks in. And we'll put a sea lantern there, sea lantern there, sea lantern there, and then obviously 1 slime block here. Again, sea lantern, 3 lots of slime. There we go, another lantern and a slime block in the middle. Again, what we'll do now is we'll build our edge up. Because in the middle what we do is that would be a block on there, so you put blocks on top of the slime blocks. Then the ones at the edge should come off the main pillars. Like so. We'll just shot the sugarcane going up to 3 high. And then all you need to do is plant your sugarcane under here. There we are. And then for the next level you can go straight off the bat and you should now be in line with that one. So if you want to do another level of sugarcane you can, etc. And then you can just repeat. So now we're on to the last stage. So stage 5, so I'll clear my infantry and then we'll go on to stage 5. So stage 5 is the really boring bit. When I build this in survival, I would do it as you go along. So all we got now left to do is put the glass around. There we are. So what I'll do is we just place the glass in like so. All you need to do is go all the way to the top of your tower doing this. So I'll cut to that bit now so you'll see it in its completed form. All built. Now bear in mind this level probably won't be as effective the way I built it because that cactus is going to go up into a space and the cactus might drop on top. But as I said, it's all about spacing when you build this middle bit. So just be careful when doing that bit. But you get the gist of everything that goes on in this. So it's really simple and it's really effective. And we'll just check it. Yep, everything flips over, so that is good news for us. Now, why build it all in one modular tower? As you well understand, is Minecraft loads up in particular chunks, etc. So you only then have to be in the vicinity of this while it grows everything else. Whereas if you spread this all out on the same sort of level, you're not going to get as many crops. So this is a really handy thing. There's no reason why you can't go from the bedrock all the way up to the ceiling with this. Admittedly, if you did that, you might have a little bit of a lag issue and a drop in frames for a second due to the sudden requirement of pushing all these pistons out. But other than that, that is how to build the modular tower. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope you understand the gist of it. If you don't, download the World Download. It should be able to help you in figuring out everything you need to do. So other than that, thank you very much. You've all been great, and I will see you in the next video.